I'm a 52-year-old male who has been married for 25 years. My wife has lost over 100 pounds over the past year and looks incredible and feels very good about herself for the first time in many years. However, she has been going out more than usual over the past month, coming home later than usual, with people I do not know well. She has also been difficult to contact while she is out, which is not like her. I confronted her about this, and she said nothing is going on, but told a few things that I did not entirely believe. Given my ongoing doubts, I checked her phone records and see that she has been talking to and texting a guy many times per day and night, with calls lasting an hour plus. He lives one street away from us. When I confronted her about this, she said he was a client of hers and they just talk a lot. However, she did not show me any texts, claiming they were all deleted, which I later confirmed that she deleted every single text after I confronted her, and they cannot be recovered. She was never the type to delete anything from her phone before this. I did find a screenshot of a text from him that said, "slow and deep for starters," which obviously does not sound like something an accounting client would be texting. I also found that on the day I suspected something was up, she made dinner for us and said she was taking some next door to the neighbor, which she does from time to time. But I asked her yesterday, and she admitted to dropping it off on his porch because his mom is dying while I was out shopping. She claims she has never been in his house, never met him in person. He's married, he's 63 years old. Blah blah blah. She has claimed many things that have since been proven false. Also doesn't seem willing to share proof that he's a client at all. Bottom line, I know for sure she crossed the line and at minimum an emotional affair, and more than likely physical. She does not want a divorce, and I'm still on the fence, leaning towards staying, as this has never before happened. My concern is how I can ever trust her again if we remain together. During lunch yesterday I noticed she didn't have her phone out, which she always does. I asked about it, and she took it out of her pocket and turned away from me while unlocking it. She then set it face down for the rest of lunch. This was after I told her I will file for divorce if she is still in contact with him. Obviously, she knows not to call or text him since I see the records, but there are tons of other ways to talk. I don't want to track her each and every move, but I do feel it's reasonable to be able to see her phone if there is nothing going on with him. Question is, how do I regain my trust? If she goes to work and goes out for drinks after, what should I expect her to do? We had a long talk tonight and she finally changed from defensive to apologetic. Thanks to all who responded. Couple of follow-ups. I forgot to mention in my initial post that over the past 6 months, we had been getting along much better, intimacy got much better, etc. I did not see any contact between her and the other guy until December. Her behaviors towards me did not change during her affair. Not sure if it matters at this point. She still completely denies having physical contact with him, but I am making her take an STD test. In terms of what I want, I would like us to continue in our path of reconnecting as we were over the past 6 months. This event uncovered a lot of things that may have led her to stray, not that it gives her an excuse to do so. I talked to a therapist last night, and it helped me somewhat. She was the one who mentioned having to regain some level of trust, which will take time. I have just asked my wife to enable location permissions for Live 360. I feel that this will give me some level of trust that she is not still seeing this guy. Outside of this, and trying to better monitor her phone, I'm not sure what else I can do. I don't feel I am making excuses for her. The fact is that once she lost the weight, she began going out more. Her claim is that pre-weight loss, she did not feel comfortable going out when extremely overweight, etc. I recall telling her many times back then she needed to go out more. She almost never left the house. Since the weight loss, was she going out due to better confidence or with cheating intentions? I'll never know for sure, as she always had intentions of cheating over our 25 years of marriage. I'll never know for sure, as she had any other affairs over these 25 years. I'll never know for sure, but I never had any suspicions, and I feel I would have detected something, just like I did with this event. Was this affair just emotional or physical? I'm nearly certain it was physical, but does it really matter at this point? Is she still in contact with him? Again, I'll never know for sure. So, this simply comes down to 2 options, stay with her or leave her. If I stay with her, I want to be confident that she has broken off all contact with this man, and that I can go through my days without feeling the need to track her every move. If I leave her, it will turn my world upside down in so many ways. I want to make sure that I am ready to leave before filing papers. Once I get over the shock of all of this, I do need to work on myself and our relationship, assuming we stay together. Many things were lacking over many years due to faults on both sides. I sound quite indecisive because I honestly am at this point. I'm still numb. How do you quote other messages here? I confirmed he is 63. And married based on his phone number and property record. I agree that there is nothing 100% foolproof that will prevent her from seeing him. But if I at least have a fair amount of assurance that it has ended, I will be willing to begin working on me and us and see how things progress. I have seen a few references to 180 divided by gray rock. What exactly is this? I agree that honesty is key in a relationship, and it was obviously lost during this affair. I've asked her many times to be honest with me, and she continues her claim that it was not physical, just a lot of talking. Yet when I asked how the slow and deep for starters text meant anything besides sexual, she said it was something about his deck. Unreal. Comment. I just want to say you need to inform the guy's wife immediately. That slow and deep comment was not about a deck. You already know that. Not only do you know that no human being on earth would ever believe that. Telling the wife may not get you much, but at a minimum it will put a set of eyes on him. But she may go into investigation mode and take care of a lot of your work for you. Also, it sends a message that you will take action if there is any attempt at a romantic relationship with your wife. If there were a top 3 rules, it would be see a lawyer. You don't have to file for divorce. No contact. He goes to the same bars, then she is never going to them again without you. No contact of any kind ever again. Tell the other spouse. It has to be done immediately. Someone recommended the book Not Just Friends. It's a good book. I recommend you get it and read it yourself first. She uses a concept called walls and windows. It means there needs to be walls between her and other potential people who are dangers to the marriage, and windows between you and your spouse. This is what needs to be discussed between you and her if she really wants this marriage. You will never trust her as long as you think she is still lying and keeping secrets. And she cannot open herself up to you fully as long as she is lying and keeping secrets. Both of you are scared about losing this long relationship, as well you should be. It's totally understandable. She is also scared if she tells you the truth it could be over, and she is not completely wrong. If it's bad, you may not get over it, but it has to be done. You have to be real partners, 100% working for each other. She put herself in a tough spot. There were going to be tough consequences. I agree with the Polly. She also needs to write a timeline of her affair. Sometimes it's easier to confess in writing than face to face. It's a good exercise for her as she can see in real time the steps she was taking moving into an affair and how she was betraying you. Also, there are professionals that may be able to help retrieve messages. Have you tried to run recovery software yourself? You do need to move forward and work on the relationship going forward, so it is probably a good idea to get these things out of the way as soon as possible. The weight loss is tough, as it really does transform you into an entirely different person. As long as you can stand strong that you are willing to divorce, I think marriage counseling can be a good idea. Just make sure you shop around for a good one. There are shitty doctors, mechanics, and there are terrible counselors. I'm so sorry. You're in a tough spot. I wish you the best of luck. Lots of awesome advice, and I already read things that every WS needs to know. What an accurate and awesome description of what I am feeling. I forwarded a redacted version to my wife to read. She said she read it and said she's grateful to have a chance to save our marriage. She loves me. Blah blah blah. My reply to her was to start being honest with me. As she continues to deny, I continue to construe everything that happened, and that was about a deck. Answer to the slow and deep to start was F% and king pathetic. I also realized today that while his house is a mile away, driving is only about 1,000 feet from our backyard and easily accessible by using the golf cart trail. Guess who went on a dog walk last night? Wonder where she walked to. Which reminds me of her mentioning out of the blue before this all came out that we should take up golf. I asked why. She said because we live on a golf course. She said we can hit balls on the course whenever we want. Mind you, we've lived here for 11 years, so naturally I now assume that this was something they did during their fling. Also, thank you for all who told me not to share this site with her. The article mentioned in my previous post that I shared with her was perfect. I will always remember what she is capable of. This is what concerns me, and I assume why most say that I need to know exactly what transpired. On the other hand, can the truth be any worse than what I already have in my head as to what I suspect happened? How do I handle the fact that she continues to deny everything that I have no evidence of? How many times do I continue to ask her for the truth? Do I need to go as far as serving her with divorce papers? Knowing how she is, she will never share the truth with me unless she is caught red-handed, assuming she is not telling the truth, which I'm 99% of. Are the voice recorders legal to use? I think a poly is my best option at this point, as I do not see her changing her story, partially to try and save our marriage, and partially to save face with friends and family. She does not want to be seen as that woman, although she chose to become just that. Thank you all for opening up my eyes to this crazy BS. She has already been talking with her father and brother about this in front of my 20-year-old daughter, who is recovering from major hip surgery, doing complete CYA. I realized tonight that another night she was not reachable was a night that she knew I had to work. Even her own brother reached out to me that night because he couldn't reach her. And this was a night that she claimed she was showing our rental house to somebody, as we have it up for sale. I came home from the rental tonight after preparing it for an inspection, as we have a pending sale. My wife was in the bathtub and never came downstairs. She has also changed passwords of some of our accounts. I don't see any path to keeping this marriage alive, and I am freaking devastated. I am so devastated that it hurts. Thanks to all for listening and for your feedback. I will proceed to file for divorce. This hurts so freaking bad. Sorry for another reply, but I have to ask. Is there any risk with the divorce if I choose to leave the house for some time to live somewhere else? I don't know that I can stay in this house over the weekend with her here.